You think your dog stares at you because they're just waiting for food, or maybe because they love you. But what if that stare is actually your dog trying to tell you something you've been missing this whole time? Think about it. Moment when you catch them, just sitting there, eyes locked on you, completely still. It feels simple, harmless, but it's not random. And once you understand what that stare really means, you'll never look at your dog the same way again, because that look is communication. And most owners are getting it completely wrong. Dogs don't use words, they use presence, eye contact, stillness. In behavioral psychology, prolonged eye contact isn't casual, it's intentional. It's loaded with meaning. And when your dog chooses to stare at you instead of doing anything else, they're not just looking at you. They're trying to reach you. But here's where it gets interesting. Not all stares mean the same thing. And the difference between them could change your relationship forever. Let's start with the stare most people think they understand. The love stare. You're sitting on the couch, you glance over. Your dog is looking at you. Soft eyes, relaxed body, maybe even a slow blink. It feels warm, comforting. And for once, you're actually right. Because studies have shown that when dogs and humans hold gentle eye contact, both release oxytocin, the same bonding hormone between a parent and child. In that moment, your dog isn't just looking at you. They're bonding with you, choosing you, trusting you. But here's what most people miss. If that stare suddenly disappears, it's when you should start paying attention. Because when a dog stops making eye contact, it can mean something shifted, something internal, stress, confusion, disconnection. And most owners don't notice it until it becomes a problem. But we'll come back to that. Because what your dog does right before they stop looking at you matters more than you think. Now let's talk about a different kind of stare. The silent request. This one is easy to miss, because it looks almost the same. Your dog stands nearby, staring, not moving, not whining. It's watching. You might ignore it or assume they'll go away, but they don't, because they're waiting for you to understand. Dogs learn patterns. They associate your actions with outcomes. So, when they stare at you like this, they're not being random. They're asking for something. Specific food, a walk, attention, comfort. And here's the part that changes everything. They're not just asking. They're testing if you're paying attention. If you respond, even once, they learn, this human understands me. If you don't, they learn something else. And over time, that changes how they communicate with you. But what happens when your dog stops asking altogether? That's something most owners completely miss. Now there's a third type of stare. This one makes people uncomfortable. The hard stare. Still intense. Unweakling. No movement, just focus. And a lot of people misread this as stubbornness or dominance. But that's not what's happening. This is tension in the animal world. Direct, unbroken eye contact can be a warning, a signal that your dog is uncomfortable, unsure, or feels threatened. And here's the dangerous part. If you respond incorrectly by staring back or moving too fast, you can escalate something that didn't need to happen. But here's what most people never realize. This stare doesn't come out of nowhere. It builds. From smaller signals that were ignored, a turned head, a stiff body, a subtle freeze. Miss. Those and the stare is what comes next. But what happens after that is something every dog owner should understand. Because there's one final stare. It's the one that hits the hardest. The check-in. This is when your dog looks at you. Not for something, but for everything. You're outside. Something unfamiliar happens. A loud noise. A new person. Strange environment. And your dog looks at you. Not out of curiosity, but for guidance. There. Asking, are we safe? And in that moment, you become their entire world. Your reaction, your energy, your presence. It shapes how they feel. If you're calm, they relax. If you're tense, they absorb it, and most people don't even realize they're answering this question every single day. But here's something even deeper. If your dog stops checking in with you, that's not independence. That's disconnection. And rebuilding that trust takes time. If this is changing how you see your dog, even a little, take a second. Hit like, subscribe, because what you're about to understand next is something most dog owners go their entire lives without realizing. Every stare, every glance, every moment your dog looks at you is part of a conversation, not a random habit, not a meaningless behavior, a conversation. And the truth is, your dog has been speaking to you this whole time, through silence, through stillness, through their eyes. The only question is, have you been listening? Because your dog isn't just staring at you, they're trying to understand you, trust you, connect with you, and maybe, in their own quiet way, tell you something they don't know how to say. So the next time your dog looks at you, don't just look away. Pause, watch, feel it, because that moment means more than you think. Your dog isn't just behaving, they're communicating.